Guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Judy, and today we are here for another Faith Fridays video. I know I've taken a couple weeks off, and that's honestly because on my Faith Friday videos, and that's because I really wanted to soak in what God was sharing with me here. I really wanted to share with you guys exactly what he wanted me to say. So that's my hopes and prayers with this video, that you are able to receive what God put in my heart and that you're able to see God in a different perspective. I'm learning right along with you guys. I'm excited for this journey. I do have Faith Fridays almost every Friday. So if you're interested in more of these types of videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel. But without further ado, we're going to be talking about trusting God. Something that he's been putting in my heart a lot for a while now. And I just kept going and reading with the book of Matthew, and oh my goodness, his goodness and his lessons are just so powerful in this video, in this couple chapters that I'm going to share with you guys, and just lessons that he's taught me. I'm going to be open with you guys. So what God really put in my heart is trusting him through the trials. I feel like a lot of the times people say, I have faith, or I trust in God. But in reality, when things do not look like the way you think they should look like, you don't trust him. You question him. You're filled with anxiety. You're filled with depression. You're filled with things that aren't of him. Fear. You're filled with without trusting him that he has the answers already for you, and you just have to trust the process. You don't have to question him. You don't have to feel like you need to find the answer. The answer's already coming towards. So something that God really put in my heart is, do I trust the integrity of his word? And when I heard that, or when I thought of that, I was like, the integrity of his word. And I looked up the word integrity, and I asked myself, do I truly trust what he says I am, who he says I am, where he is taking me? Do I trust that? And this week I've done all the soul work. These last couple weeks I've done the soul searching, the work, and I've come to the conclusion that I did not trust God, that I was literally trying to control him and control the situations around me, and I was creating storms around me because I wasn't focusing on him. You know, he truly showed me that I was learning, but I wasn't trusting. I was understanding what his word says, but my actions did not reflect it. And he really checked me on that. And then he really showed me that because I want to control things, my thoughts are captive. I can't go forward. I can't give you the blessings that you want or need in your life because your thoughts are captives by the thoughts of you wanting to control everything. You want things a particular way, and you're not giving me the ability to show you that things are still great even if you don't receive them exactly in when you wanted them. You know, in this season, I've shared with you guys before that God really put in my heart the story of Abraham, where he told me to go, where he showed me to go. And that's why we're here in South Dakota. Me and my husband got stationed here, and he was like, go and I will show you. And for so long I was like, okay God, I'm here, what are you gonna show me? And he was like, you're not focusing on what I want you to see. You're focusing and trying to control things. What I want you to focus on is your character. I want you to focus on your faith. I want you to focus on your love. I want you to focus on how you love, because there's so many things in you that aren't of me, and that's not what I call you to be. I call you to be of my image, and you are not. Like I've said to you guys many times, when God revealed the story of Abraham, I was like, okay, I trust you. Okay, I'm going. So I'm physically here, but my mind is still back home. My mental state is still not growing. And recently, I caught myself doing a lot of, this is not right, this is not right, this is not right. And God was like, this is right, this is right, this is right, you're not right, your perspective is wrong, and you're not trusting me. So I need you to conform to what I am trying to teach you. I need you to see that I am still here, even if you don't see me. That's true trust. So when I was in that state of like criticizing everything, essentially, God was showing me that my flesh was being reignited, that the wrong fuel was being used to fuel my household. And that's why there were so many storms. The storms are still in my household, but I'm able to see them differently. I'm focused on all the right things recently, and I feel like the storms are happening around me, but just like Peter, I am focusing on God. I think that's the story. I'm still learning, y'all. I think that's the story where, you know, God was like, focus on me, and then the storm calmed. That's exactly where I am. And through all the storms, God was like, trust me, trust me, trust me. And I was like, I do trust you. And he was like, no, because you're trying to control your husband. No, because you're trying to control this outcome. No, because you're not seeing what I want you to see. You're not learning the lessons I want you to learn. And you're going to keep repeating all these cycles because you don't trust me. And the more you trust him, the more he's able to trust you so that you can grow and that he can give you more blessings. And back again with the story of Abraham. Abraham did not know where he was going, but he just trusted. He just trusted God. So again, God was just reiterating to me so much that the problem was my perspective, not my actual problem. And I've been repeating that to myself a lot this week, and God has just really opened up a door where I know that I'm building the ultimate trust with him, where I'm able to see him, where I'm able to see him where I didn't see him before. Because the beauty of God is finding him where you are right now. It's not finding him tomorrow, or it's not finding him when you get to your destination. It's not finding him when you get what you want. It's finding him where you are right now to see the beauty of life. So I was reading the Bible, right? And he showed me, my accent is a little crazy with this one. I keep asking my husband if I'm saying it right, and he says yes, but I just don't feel like I'm saying it properly. The healing of the centurion's servant, centurion's servant, right? So I was reading that in the book of Matthew, which is book of Matthew 8:5, and it was groundbreaking for me because I was able to see that with just trust and with just believing, God can do something. God can do what you ask him to do, if that's his will for your life. And so in the story, just a quick paraphrase, the story is about this man going up to Jesus and telling him, hey, my friend is sick. I need you to heal him. And he's like, okay, I'm coming. He's like, no, I don't need you to come. I just need you to tell me that he is healed and I believe you, essentially. And God was just like, that is the type of trust that I need from you, Judy. That is the type of trust that I need from you, that when you ask me for something, or when you pray about something, that you trust that I am going to deliver, that you trust that I am already there, that I just need to be a good steward of myself, me be a good steward of myself, so that I can hear God clearer, because he talks. He is there to answer you at all times. It's just your path, your mind needs to be clear in order for him to receive, or in order for you to receive what he has for you. And then the story goes on and it talks about Jesus entering Peter's house and saw his wife's mother laying there sick. And when she was sick, all he did was touch her and she was healed. That was crazy to me. And then he said, he himself took our infirmities and bore our sicknesses. So I thought of that from more than just being physically ill, think about all the things, anxiety, depression, insecurities, all those things that we embody. I thought of those as infirmities, right? Because if we look at the definition of infirmities, I have it in my phone, hold on. It's a physical or a mental weakness, right? So when I looked that up and I was able to understand that he himself took our infirmities. So when Jesus died on the cross for us, he took all the things that hold us back today. We just need to give it to him. We just need to go to him and say, here, this is for you. I need you to take this because you already died for this and I don't want to be defined by it. So I kept reading on, and he would, this is the part where it says the would-be followers of Jesus. Ooh, I looked up the definition of would-be. For some reason I just felt like, ooh, that's so good. Okay, so I looked up that definition this morning and it just like came back to me. So I looked up that definition, the would-be followers of Jesus, and it says aspiring. I no longer want to use aspiring anymore. I don't know why, that just hit me. I am not aspiring to do anything because God already gave me the will to do something. So I am who I say I am. He says who I am, and I'm not. Oh, that is so good. That's I haven't dissected that 100% though. The would-be, desiring or aspiring to be a specific type of person. So aspiring to be a follower of Jesus, right? The desire to be a follower of Jesus. I can want God in my life all I want, but if I do not open that door for him to be there and trust him, he will not be there. You would be considered a would-be follower. So in there, he talks about a man that says, another of his other disciples said to him, Lord, let me first go bury my father. God's response to him was, but Jesus said to him, follow me and let the dead bury the dead. That was crazy to me because I was like, what are you trying to say with that? Like he wants to go see his dad. I'm like, what are you trying to say? How many times do we make excuses for ourselves in any single way, shape, or form? So God saw that as an excuse. Lord, let me first go bury my father. And then God was like, all right, let's go bury your father and let the dead bury the dead. Meaning he is spiritually dead because he wants to make excuses for himself. And then he's like, essentially, come on, let's go there, let's go bury you too. Because he doesn't want a lukewarm disciple. When we are disciples for God, he doesn't want us to be half in, half out. Trusting him means trusting him with your whole heart. Trusting and seeing him and finding him where you are right now. It doesn't mean that when I get the dream house, when I get my dream job, when I get what I desire, I'm going to trust him. No, it's about doing what he tells you to do right now and trusting him that these things that you are going through are going to prepare you for your next season, for your next blessing, for wherever he has called you to be, for your job, for your children. All those things are very important in trusting him that nothing that you go through, no tears, no heartache, nothing that you experience in life will ever go unused, will never go unused for his glory. And then lastly, I just want you guys to feel encouraged. Be encouraged to know that he holds all the power. When I kept reading on again in the book of Matthew, I will eventually learn how to jump around, but I feel so good to be able to just go down the story and hear God's word and just be able to hear his messages through that. So again, still in the book of Matthew, and he talks about the calming of the storm. Then he entered the boat and his disciples followed him. Suddenly a great storm arose on the sea, so that the boat was covered with waves, but he was asleep. His disciples went to him and awoke him, saying, Lord, save us, we are perishing." He replied, "Why are you fearful, O you of little faith?" Then he rose and rebuked the winds and the sea, and there was a great calm. The men were amazed, saying, "What kind of man is this, that even the wind and the sea obey him?" Whew, there's just so much there. Think about the storms that you have in your life, the things that you're going through, anything that you're going through in your marriage, raising your children, in your singlehood, and with your family members, somebody maybe being ill, just things that you have no control over. God is telling you, those are the storms that you're in, right? And God is just telling you, come to me, go wake him up. Just think about him sleeping. Every single time you feel the storms around you, you go to him and he's able to calm the storm for you. There is nothing he can't calm. He can give you perspective. He might not change the situation, but he can give you perspective on where you can go, where you can get the peace that you need, where you can get the validation that you need, because they aren't held in anything or anyone but God. And then the last part that says, the men were amazed, saying, "What kind of man is this, that even the winds and the sea obey him?" How much power do you think God holds to control the wind and the sea? I just think wind has a lot of power and you can't even see it. When there's a tornado or any other weather effects when it comes to wind, and how much wind can blow something out of the way. But God's power is over that, and he can control all things, the things that you can't even see. He's in control. Understanding that it's about your perspective and about releasing control. It's going to feel a little anxious, but what you need to understand is when you release these things, you are opening the door for him to be able to relinquish and to release things towards you, and to be able to deposit all the nuggets you need in your life so that you can move forward. That even when things aren't perfect, you can move forward. You can find him at the next door that he needs you to meet him at, so that you can open it with him and you can keep going on and following the purpose that he has for you in this life. I'm at such peace. And let me tell you, my life is nowhere near perfect. I've always said this, one day God will allow me to share my testimony in life, but right now it's just not my season. It's my season to encourage you. It's my season to feed myself encouragement and be able to share the encouragement that God gives me perspective to share. Because in the midst of the storm, I just want to turn him up louder so that I can hear him clearer. I hope this encouraged you. I hope this inspired you. It gave you different perspective to just something that you're going through. I know that we all need to trust God, especially in what we're going through, this pandemic. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know how life is going to be after this, but we know that God is already there. We know that he holds all the answers to this world, and we're fine. We're going to be fine. We're going to be at peace. We're going to be at peace because Jesus is already there. Stay connected, stay plugged in. Make sure you're doing what it takes to keep you going in this season. I'm reaching out to my girls. I'm making sure that I'm staying connected with the word. In the moments where I really want to flip out, where I really just want to flip out and lose control, I practice self-control. That's my fruit of the spirit right now, self-control. And I realized that recently, that the things that I'm going through is because God is teaching me self-control. Because I asked him to teach me self-control, and yesterday he was like, "I'm teaching you self-control right now. I'm teaching you self-control right now." And it was just such a beautiful moment to know that I was in control in that moment of my self-control, the free will that God gave me. So you can control what you consume. You can control what you feed your soul. And if you take control of those things, your heart will be opened up to God. you'll be able to release everything onto him and realize you actually have no control. Control what you can control. I know that's a little contradictory with what I'm saying in hindsight, but you control your actions, your free will. You control those things to know and to do the things that lead you closer to God. I'll be praying for you guys. If you guys have any like specific topics, maybe I am well versed in it, I'll be able to help you guys. I'm just really looking to stay plugged in. This is a season, like I said, I'm really connecting with my girlfriends. I'm really connecting with people of God, where it keeps me fueled to keep striding forward, because all the things that I'm going through before, I would allow them to stop me. I would allow them to frustrate me to the point where I felt like I needed to start all over again. But I'm not. I'm going to keep pushing. God is in control, and I'm trusting him with everything. I hope you are too. And I hope that you subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye guys.